Hello, everyone. Lately, whenever citizens demand better roads, equipped hospitals, and functional schools from their state governments, a familiar defense shield goes up. The defenders of our current state governors always run to the same script. They tell you, look at the inflation rate, look at the dollar, look at the price of cement. The money coming in has lost its value. It sounds convincing on the surface, but today we are dropping the political rhetoric and we are looking strictly at the hard unbending mathematics. Think of a state governor before May 2023 who was receiving an average monthly federation allocation of 5 billion naira. We're going to use Abia State as a case study. Now look at the current governor in 2026 receiving an average of 30 billion naira a month. The defenders say they are equal because of inflation. The math says that that defense is completely busted. Now let's work out the math step by step. First, let's look at the raw cash. 30 billion naira divided by 5 billion naira. That means the current governor is receiving a 600% nominal increase for every single bag of cash the old governor used to take into the state treasury. The current governor is taking in 6 bags of cash. That is a 500% increase in revenue. But let's look at the older excuse. Defenders say, but the Naira crashed, so the money can't buy anything from abroad. Let's test the claim using the actual exchange rate. They ask you, oh, how much are you buying dollar? How much was it before? Now, let us test that claim using the actual exchange rate. Under the old era, the official exchange rate was roughly 460 naira to 1 US dollar. Let's divide 5 billion naira by 460. The old governor had $10.87 million. Now, let's look at the current governor in 2026. The exchange rate is hovering around 1,363 naira to a dollar. Let's divide 30 billion naira by 1,363, which is the current official exchange rate. The current governor has 22.01 million approximately. Now, let's divide 22.01 million by 10.87 million. Even with the massive fall of the Naira, the current governor's mountain of cash is so vast that it still buys more than double the amount of official US dollars. So, but what if they do go to the black market, which is the parallel market where the rate is around 1,400 naira to a dollar? Let's do the maths too. The old governor at 750 naira to a dollar got $6.67 million. Now, the current governor at 1,400 naira to a dollar gets $21.43 million. Now, let's divide 21.63 million by 6.67 million. What do you get? That is 3.21. In the parallel market, the current governor has over 3 times the dollar purchasing power of the old governor. The dollar excuse is officially dead on arrival. So now let's talk about the local inflation. Let's look at what this money actually buys on the ground in Nigeria. Let's talk about roads. In April 2023, the federal government approved phase 2 of the NNPC Road Infrastructure Tax Credit Scheme. The cost template for standard premium trunk federal highway back then was a total of 1.53 trillion naira for 737.24 kilometers of road. So if you divide that cost by the distance, it gives you roughly 2.08 billion naira per kilometer. Now fast forward to mid 2026. Yes, things have gotten more expensive. The Federal Ministry of Works has moved to rigid concrete pavement technology, and inflation has also hit the sector. Look at the contract signed on May 14, 2026 for the dualization of the Ibadan-Ijebu-Ode route by JRB Construction. That contract is worth 295.9 billion naira for 114.5 kilometers. That breaks down to 2.58 billion naira per kilometer, a 24% increase. Now look at Section 3 of the massive Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway. Because it is a brand new concrete superhighway, it costs 3.39 billion naira per kilometer, which is a 63% increase. We also saw massive cost updates to older projects, like the Abuja-Kano Expressway received an upward variation of 260.1 billion naira on November 28, 2023. The Otaidi-Iroko Road project in Ogun State jumped from 38 billion naira to 52 billion naira. So yes, road construction cost went up by 24 to 63%. But remember, the governor's income went up 600%. So let's see how many kilometers of road each governor can build with just 1 month's allocation. Take the old governor's 5 billion naira and divide it by the 2023 road cost of 2.08 billion per kilometer. He could only build on 2.4 kilometers of road. Now, take the current governor's 30 billion naira and divide it by today's higher road cost of 2.58 billion per kilometer. He can build 11.63 kilometers of road. Let's divide 11.63 by 2.40. So even after paying today's higher inflation-adjusted prices for construction materials, the current governor can still build nearly 5 times more kilometers of road every single month than the old governor. Finally, let's address the ultimate defense shield, the minimum wage. Defenders cry out, but the national minimum wage jumped from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. The workers are eating up all the money. Let's look at the math using a realistic example. Imagine a typical Nigerian state with a massive workforce of 40,000 civil servants, including teachers, nurses, and office staff. The old era with a 30,000 naira minimum wage. When you factor in senior staff and allowances, let's assume the average salary across board was 60,000 naira per worker. 40,000 workers multiplied by 60,000 naira equals a monthly wage bill of 2.4 billion. The old governor spent 2.4 billion naira on salaries out of his 5 billion naira allocation. That means 48% of this money went to salaries, leaving him with just 2.6 billion naira for capital projects. Now, look at the current governor. He implements the 70,000 naira minimum wage with adjustments for senior staff. So let's put the average salary way up to 130,000 naira per worker. 40,000 workers multiplied by 130,000 naira equals a new monthly wage bill of 5.2 billion naira. Yes, his salary bill grew from 2.4 billion to 5.2 billion. It increased by 2.8 billion naira. But look at his income. He is receiving 30 billion naira. If you subtract the 5.2 billion naira wage bill from 30 billion naira, how much is left over? He has 24.8 billion naira left over for the state. Now let's divide 24.8 billion by the old governor's leftover of 2.6 billion. And that is 9.53. So it means that the current governor has 9.5 times more free cash left in his pocket after fully paying his workers than the old governor ever had. While the old governor spent nearly half his budget on salaries, the current governor spends just 17.3% of his income on salary. 17 point. So let's summarize the entire picture of the layman. For the layman, imagine you are a head of a house. Your income jumps from 50,000 naira to 300,000 naira. Because of inflation, your food bill also goes up from 24,000 naira to 52,000 naira. Are you poorer? No, because after paying for that expensive food, you still have 248,000 naira left in your pocket, compared to 26,000 naira you used to have. The inflation excuse is mathematically busted. Current governors in Nigeria do not just have more paper cash. They have double the official dollar power, over triple the black market dollar power, nearly 5 times the road building power, and 9.5 times more surplus cash after paying salaries. The money is there. The volume of wealth entering our states today is unprecedented in Nigeria's history. The only remaining question is one of accountability. Please do well to like, subscribe, and share this video so that it will get to the people that need to see it, including the governors, so that they know that we know what they are doing. We know that they should give us more and not hide on the shadows of the performance of the past to also perform abysmally. My name is Maazin, so please support me. Share this video. Subscribe. Thank you and God bless you.